Hey guys, so every game on your device is quietly building a file on you. Your location, your behavior, your purchase history, and in some cases your actual face. It's all in the terms of service you never read. Nobody reads it. That's the point. And this isn't new either, because schools spent years installing spyware on student laptops that logged their keystrokes, watched webcams, and tracked locations even on weekends at home. All justified as safety. Courts are finally shutting those companies down. So gaming companies looked at that whole situation and said, hey, actually that sounds profitable, and just did the same thing to billions of players. And nobody really noticed because the games are fun. So let's start with Fortnite because Epic Games got absolutely destroyed for this. So the FTC fined Epic Games $520 million in 2022, basically $500 million. And that is the largest gaming fine in FTC history. Why? Because Epic had internal surveys showing that 53% of US children aged 10 to 12 played Fortnite weekly. And while all of that was happening, they were collecting those kids' names, emails, and account information without telling their parents or asking for consent, which has been illegal since '98. Epic knew, but kept doing it anyway for 2 years. And the voice chat situation is somehow worse, because Fortnite had voice chat turned on by default for everyone, including children. Kids getting matched with random strangers online. Epic's own director of user experience flagged it internally and said to turn it off. Epic Games ignored it, so the FTC found the children were being harassed through the default voice chat. And Epic just left it on because turning it off might hurt engagement numbers. So they paid the $500 million, changed some settings, everyone moved on. Fun game though. Now EA, the company, it's in the game, did something different and somehow even dumber. So they had something called the Metapixel running on their website, which is basically a tiny invisible piece of code that tracked the purchases. So every time someone bought a game on EA's site while logged into Facebook, it automatically sent that person's Facebook ID and the exact games they purchased directly to Meta, which is Facebook's company. No warning, no consent, nothing. You're just buying FIFA and EA is quietly filing a full report to Zuckerberg about it, which is basically the same game every year, by the way. So there is actually a 1988 law called the Video Privacy Protection Act that makes sharing someone's purchase history without consent illegal. Originally passed because someone leaked a Supreme Court nominee's video rental history and the Congress panicked about it. And the EA was violating it on every single purchase through invisible code on their website. So a lawsuit was filed and up to $2,500 per violation per customer. For a company with hundreds of millions of customers, that number gets uncomfortable fast. And then there is Roblox, which somehow looked at everything these platforms were doing and decided to do more of it because their users are children, and apparently that felt like the right call. So Roblox uses a company called Persona for age verification. Persona got exposed storing users' biometric facial data for 3 years despite telling everyone it was deleted within 30 days. So Roblox asked the children to scan their faces, handed the data to a third party, and that third party just kept quietly for 3 years without mentioning it to anyone. Safety feature apparently. And then there is the AI moderation system, which reads every single message on the platform in real time. Every chat, every conversation, all processed by the same AI system. So it has access to everything said by millions of kids every single day. So what is the pattern right now? Here is what ties all of this together. So school spyware companies called their surveillance safety for years and got away with it until courts started paying attention. Then the fines started, the lawsuits piled up, and the companies that built their entire business on tracking children started panicking overnight. Epic Games paid $500 million. EA is facing lawsuits. Roblox has active investigations in multiple states. So the gaming version of the school spyware reckoning is already happening. So to sum this up, Fortnite was collecting the kids' data for years while knowing exactly how many children were playing. EA was silently reporting your purchases to Facebook through invisible website code called the Metapixel. Roblox stores children's facial scans for 3 years and calls it safety. Yeah, right. All of this while you were just trying to play a game. So the terms of service told you everything. Nobody reads them. That's not an accident. So make sure you actually read it. See you on the next one.